Have you ever wondered why people act the way they do? The answers could change everything. Attribution is the process of explaining actions and behaviors. When someone yells, helps, or ignores, we naturally ask, why? The answers shape our reactions. Fritz Heider introduced us to naive psychology in 1958. He suggested we are all intuitive psychologists. We classify causes into two categories, internal and external. Internal attributions focus on personal traits, motives, or attitudes. Meanwhile, external attributions look at social pressure, luck, or environment. Harold Kelly refined this concept with his covariation model in 1967. We figure out attributions by observing what factors are present when behavior occurs. Kelly identified three crucial types of information: consensus, distinctiveness, and consistency. Consensus asks if others behave similarly in the same situation. High consensus means more situational causes, while low suggests dispositional causes. Distinctiveness examines if someone behaves this way only in specific scenarios. High distinctiveness points to situational causes, while low suggests dispositional causes. Consistency checks if the behavior happens every time in similar situations. High consistency suggests a stable cause. Low consistency creates uncertainty in attribution. Let's consider a scenario. Mary yells at a social worker during her appointment. If others also yell at the worker, that's high consensus. If Mary only yells at this worker, that's high distinctiveness. If she yells every visit, that's high consistency. This leads to an external attribution regarding the worker's manner. Alternatively, if no one else yells, Mary yells at many people, and still does so every time, we might attribute her behavior to an internal cause. This would mean Mary has an angry disposition. Moving on, Jones and Davis's correspondent inference theory discusses how we infer stable traits from behavior. Dispositional attributions happen more when behavior is freely chosen, unexpected, or produces unique effects. Now, let's touch on the fundamental attribution error, or FA. This is our tendency to overestimate internal causes while underestimating external ones. For example, if someone trips, we might think they are clumsy without considering the uneven surface. Jones and Harris's study in 1967 illustrated this error. Participants read essays supporting or opposing Fidel Castro, assuming students' true beliefs despite being assigned positions. Why do we commit the FA? It's often due to perceptual salience, cultural bias, and cognitive effort. Simply put, we notice behavior more than the context. In individualistic cultures, we favor dispositional explanations. Situational attributions require more thought. For social workers, this bias can lead to unfair blame. We might claim clients are poor due to laziness, ignoring systemic barriers. Culturally competent practice means we must evaluate situational factors actively. Let's not forget the self-serving bias. This is where we credit successes to ourselves and failures to outside forces. For example, I passed because I'm smart versus I failed because the exam was unfair. This bias can help our self-esteem, but also hinder our growth. In individualistic cultures, it's very common. By contrast, collectivist cultures often feature a self-effacing bias. Here, successes are credited to external help, maintaining group harmony. Attribution styles greatly vary across cultures. East Asians focus more on situational contexts compared to Westerners, who lean towards dispositional biases. For instance, when observing fish, Japanese individuals highlight the group and environment, while Americans focus on the single fish's traits. For social workers in Zambia, recognizing these differences is essential. It aids in accurate assessments and culturally responsive practices. In summary, attribution is vital for understanding behavior. It encompasses theories and biases that influence how we interpret actions. Awareness of these concepts allows us to respond more thoughtfully. Now, take a moment to consider how you make attributions daily. Are your thoughts shaped more by internal or external factors? Dive deeper into this topic. If you found this insightful, like, share, and subscribe for more content on psychology and behavior.